Hello, everybody, and welcome back to yet another episode of Behind Enemy Lines, the football podcast where no one roots for the home team. As always, I am DT, your humble host. Thank you for being a little patient with us as we took a little bit of a week-long hiatus for various reasons, partially because there was no game last week, so we didn't want to do a bit of a general news thing, even though there was some things to talk about, but we'll cover them this week. But I'm joined, as always, by our resident Jets fan, Yazzie, our resident Giants fan by way of Philly and Uncle Mario, and our resident Super Bowl boy, Ryan Cox. You made it. Cox, I know how you're doing, so I don't want to hear from you just yet. But how are the rest of you boys doing?
Good, man. How you doing?
Oh, not bad, man. Not bad. I think, the week off was kind of needed. Like, news has been not slow per se. There's some stuff that happened that I think we'll definitely be able to get into, but I think it was good enough for us to really dive into the matchup, what's going on, the big meat of what's going on this week, because it's Super Bowl week, baby. That's what we do here. This is what all this nonsense has been leading up to. And who would have thought in the first year of the podcast, one of us nerds would have been lucky enough to have a team fucking be there. So
it was destiny.
Not me.
Not me.
Not yet. Not yet, Jay.
Man, I just really hope, you cherish this, Cox, because this is probably going to be your only one in the history of the entirety of us doing this.
Like 18 years from the last one.
Yeah, but in all seriousness, before we kick off, hats off to you, man. Congrats. No matter what it's going to be.
I did so much.
We're happy for you. Fuck off. All right. Never mind. Fuck you.
I know what I know what it's like rooting for a shit ass franchise for so many years. So from the bottom of my heart, I'm happy for you.
Listen, just imagine cheerleading pom poms, but Cox's are like they have like maybe 3 strands left. He's been really fucking sis boom bow.
Yeah.
And the fucking things are all fucked up now.
God. Man, so this has been really exciting in our first inaugural kind of trial season as well. We're working out a lot of the kinks. We have taken a lot of feedback. Somebody suggested we put timestamps in the video for when we change subjects. So that's something I'm going to implement. Shoutouts to my friend Andy for that one. He was like, put timestamps in so we know what you're talking about when. So hell yeah.
Dogs still suck.
Already alienating the fan base like only he can.
One fan at a time.
Yeah.
One fan at
Ruining this for us one fan at a time. But I don't want this intro. I don't want this intro to take too long, so I want to go right into shot takes.
bad ending.
I want to go right into shot takes, boys. We all had 2. I don't know what I'm talking about. We'd be dead. We all had 2, and everybody except for Jay is going to have to take 2 shots. I myself stated that Ndamukong Suh would have 2 sacks on Aaron Rodgers. He had 0, so I'm very good at this. And I said a Buffalo safety would have an interception covering Tyreek Hill. Patrick Mahomes did not throw any interceptions. So I'm out there as well. Ryan Cox said Devin Singletary would have 125 all-purpose yards, which didn't happen, and that Tyler Johnson would catch the game-winning TD for the Bucks. He didn't catch a TD at all, so that was also not correct.
He got the game-winning pass interference call.
Hey, sometimes we'll take that.
Yeah.
Unk stated that Josh Allen would have 2 rushing touchdowns, which of course he didn't. And Chris Godwin would also have 2 touchdowns because apparently all this guy can think about is 2 touchdowns, which also this guy with the soundboard, you love to see it. So those are the 3 scrubs who have to take 2 shots. Jay said Josh Allen would have 2 picks, which did not happen. So he does have to drink once, but he was correct about Tampa Bay as a whole being held under 100 rush yards. So hats off to you for your one correct one. I'm pouring now, boys. Yep. And I'm ready to go so that we can get extra turned up for the Super Bowl episode. Here's to you, boys. Let's get this one cracking.
Do it.
Salute. Mm,
Oh yeah.
That's one.
that's good.
I'm hitting Bacardi, by the way, this time. That is
Oh boy.
my drink of choice. I got one more. Let me know when y'all are ready.
I'm doing the 100 proof Knob Creek again.
Ooh, so
I don't know how that went.
Drunkle Mario's coming back.
Yeah.
Second one, boys.
I'm here for it.
I'm ready to hit the Price is Right sound effect again.
I'm fully confident that you're going to be hitting that a lot. Mm. All right, boys.
Every fucking bit of that.
Time for headlines, boys. So what we have here today is something that I egregiously left off the last podcast because we were vibing, and sometimes even I don't pay attention to the run sheet. I know what kind of operation am I running here. I get it. But Phillip Rivers announced his retirement, and it seems to be strongly implied as well that Drew Brees has also played his last game of football. Obviously, stalwarts of the game, two Titans, great QBs in a great QB era, who are also always going to be a little intertwined due to what happened there in Chargersville back in San Diego, and the kind of passing of the torch and things that went on there. But the game losing two great quarterbacks. So one of the things I wanted to talk about with y'all is, what do you guys feel their legacy is and their impact is on the game? In Rivers' case, because he's definitely played his last game. And if it was Brees' last run, his impact and what that all means. And I think I'm going to start with Cox because his team's in the Super Bowl. So,
I mean, I had to deal with watching Drew Brees
Fair.
annihilate Tampa for so many years. I mean, I'll start with Drew. Drew is unreal. Like, he was an unreal passer. I mean, how many years was he a 5,000-yard passer? Like, it's
more than anybody else.
Like, it was like every year. It was just like, yeah, he'll throw 5,000. It's just kind of what he does. For me, he's a Hall of Famer for me. And I think the year that'll always stick out is the year after Katrina when they won the Super Bowl. That was just such a magical season, and he's just been such a big part of that. Big part of New Orleans and that community, and he has just endeared himself to that place, and just to the NFL community as a whole. He's just a remarkable quarterback and person and athlete. So with Rivers, he's going to be one of those quarterbacks that was one of the great ones that never won anything. And it's really sad, and I don't think a lot of it's his fault. But there were times where it was just his fault. Rivers sometimes would just kind of shrink in those bigger games, and it was so weird because you would see some of the regular seasons he had. He was a big part of them, and but again, like, the two of them were huge players at the quarterback position, part of that real great core of quarterbacks that we've had over the last 20 years. And both of them will they'll always be part of the NFL story. So
100%. I fully feel that and agree. I have some follow-up questions, but I want to present them to everybody, so I'll let y'all say your pieces first. Unc, what do you got for us?
We'll start with Drew Brees. What a career. I mean, 98.7% rating.
That's your body temperature, yo.
yeah,
That's
insane.
571 touchdowns, 243 interceptions, 80,358 passing yards.
I don't even get that in Madden in a career.
And to me, he was one of the quarterbacks that he totally beat the odds. 6 foot. Some people say, is he 6 foot? Is he not 6 foot? I mean,
he's not 6 foot.
Just, like I said, to be able to be a quarterback of his stature and to have to he had to rely on windows. So those offensive linemen had to be in perfect position for him to be able to have these views to get the ball out. The way he did it, it's just amazing. First ballot Hall of Famer, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, his stats speak for themselves. I mean, and a great guy, great humanitarian, just a family man. The NFL is going to miss him because, he's just one of those guys that looks like anticipated the way the NFL kind of like he's like the Derek Jeter of the NFL. You know what I mean? The guy that he played the game the right way. You know what I mean? All right,
I'll give that one to you. You got to respect Jeter if you don't like him. So I agree, but I personally don't like the comparison.
As a Yankees fan, but he played the game right. As far as Rivers goes, I mean, his stats weren't too bad. I mean, 63,440 yards is not bad.
Yeah, it's
nothing to sneeze at.
95.2 rating.
That's better than I thought.
TDs. Yeah, 421 TDs, 209 interceptions. So, I mean,
2-1.
2-1, yeah.
The guy, to me, the thing that stood out to me about Rivers was, well, first and foremost, he was almost a giant. Where Eli Manning pulled that whole thing where he went from the Giants to them. And I think we would have had just as much success with Phillip Rivers, maybe even more. I mean, and I'm an Eli Manning fan, but I mean, the guy had talent. He just didn't have as much talent as the Giants had in the heydays. To me, what stood out to me was he was a gunslinger. The sidearm, the delivery was so weird, but it worked for him. Like it was like almost like a dart player out there. Like he would just throw him from all angles. So, I mean, listen, the NFL is going to miss them. They were both just like guys that they led by example. So I think the NFL is going to, it's the changing of the guard. Listen, Eli, now Rivers, Brees, Roethlisberger, maybe next. We'll see.
We'll see. 100%. Real quick, just for you, like, try to eliminate the gift of hindsight. Would you take Eli over Rivers, like deep down, without take like the hindsight out of it, the 2 Super Bowls, the success? Do you see? Yeah, but I'm saying, do you see? Because you said you thought you might have even had more success if Rivers was there. Like,
listen, and I'll be honest. I've had these like conversations with fellow Giants fans where they give me crap right now about, because I notice like Giants fans are, and I'm not trying to get off the beaten path here because I'll come right back to it, but like I have arguments with guys right now giving me crap about Daniel Jones. Like, Giants fans don't have any they don't have patience, but we had patience with Eli Manning. Manning, there was a time Eli Manning could not throw a screen pass. Almost every screen pass was at the guy's feet.
Yep.
I would freaking throw my freaking remote control to the ground. I'd be like, listen, I love Eli. I knew he came from football stock. So we always had that where I think that's why we gave him the benefit of the doubt. And he really didn't prove. But when it counted, it was the big games. Like the pass to Manningham and in the fourth quarter where he just dropped a dime. He drops a dime, or he throws the pass to Tyree, where even Strahan was like, you don't throw down the middle when you're like about to be sacked. I mean, that was just risky. So to me, I really do believe that I think Phillip Rivers would have had a really, really good career with the Giants. And I would have been just as happy with him. But you can't speak for luck.
Fair.
Kismet. It just, there's certain things out there that you just don't know. There's,
deep
Phillip, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, deep down, you think you have as many rings with Rivers at your QB position? Maybe more, maybe less?
Oh man, it's so hard because I'm such an Eli fan, but I think it would, if all the cards fell the same, he was the same quarterback. It's hard. It really is hard to say. I'm just gonna abstain from that because.
Oh, you baby!
I'm not a baby, and I'm gonna tell you why.
I'm not a baby. That's something a baby would say.
I'm gonna tell you why. That I'm just gonna elaborate on why I can't go.
Sure.
Because I love the question, And the question, and it's giving me such a hard time, which is why it's such a great question.
That's what I do, baby.
Quarterbacks are decision makers. Would Phillip Rivers, would he had thrown that ball to Tyree, or would he had taken the sack? Would he had thrown that pass to Manningham on the outside, or would he had scrambled, or would he had thrown the ball in one of his weird angles and dumped it down somewhere? It's just such a weird. But I'm going to tell you right now, I'll come out on a limb and say this: who was a more skilled quarterback? Phillip Rivers is more skilled. He's a much more skilled quarterback than Eli Manning. So
that's big of you.
Bail me out a little bit.
That's big of you to say. I just wanted something to grab people's attention, and you gave me a little bit, so I'll take it.
Definitely more skilled than Eli Manning, without a doubt. Arm strength, accuracy. I mean, all around.
Mm-hmm.
He was a better quarterback.
Fair. Jay, what do you think?
To answer your question, Mara, they would have won more Super Bowls with Rivers. I've been a Rivers stan for so fucking long, dude. And the one thing I wanted to say is to you, Cox, and to you, D, is this is the end of our childhood quarterbacks, really. Aside from Tom Brady. Tom Brady's the last one.
Tom, Ben, I guess kind of Rodgers.
I know, but Ben,
Roethlisberger, Rodgers.
I'm not. Well, I mean, Rodgers is a little we were in high school and Rodgers got drafted. So
yeah, he's what, 38?
No, he was 06, right? 06, 07. I remember I played that Madden a lot.
Was he 06?
06, 07.
I mean,
he was in the Alex Smith draft, right? Aaron Rodgers was
he was number 2 because Alex Smith was number 1.
No, Rodgers fell in the draft.
No, he fell, but he was the second quarterback, is what he was saying.
Oh, second quarterback. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. But yeah, back to my point. That 2004 draft was nutso for quarterbacks. It was insane.
Yeah, it was.
You got four Hall of Famers in that draft. So it's just crazy that all of them are retiring at this point. To me, I mean that's. Like I said, the end of our child. But at the other side of the coin, Rivers, holy shit, dude. His career, he was so good. He was so and it's weird to say that he was underrated because he was one of the premier quarterbacks, but he was never the Peyton Manning or the Tom Brady. But he was just as good as Peyton Manning and Tom Brady. He was, and I feel like the fact that he had to play both of those quarterbacks for so many years in the playoffs was the reason he didn't get any Super Bowl. Because he had to play Peyton Manning or Tom Brady every fucking year.
Mm-hmm.
And that roster wasn't always great. I know they had LT, but I mean, other than that, what exactly did he have? I mean, Manning had Hall of Fame receivers. Tom Brady had the best coach that's ever fucking coached in the NFL. And then you got Rivers just fighting for his life most of the time.
Yep.
I feel like in a different situation, he would have won multiple Super Bowls.
Fair. Really yeah, if he was in the NFC, all bets are off.
Who was his coach during that time?
Schottenheimer for a bit.
Was it Schottenheimer?
For a little bit, it was Marty Schottenheimer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Marty for a bit.
I can't remember anybody else.
And we should acknowledge Marty right now, fighting for his life right now.
Oh, is he?
Is he?
Oh,
yeah, he's got Alzheimer's. They just put him in the hospice yesterday.
Oh.
Marty.
So Marty,
we love you here.
Marty,
hell of a guy.
Great coach.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Mario, for that.
I wanted to be there right with you because in my heart of hearts, I want to say, yeah, we would have more Super Bowls with him, but you don't know because look at the great ones. Look how many great ones.
That's why we're having this conversation, though.
Yeah, Dan Marino. Listen, could you say, oh, we'll put Dan Marino. Dan Marino had some good teams. He just couldn't win the big one.
Mm-hmm.
You just never know. It could be a coach's decision here, or it could be a fuck up from an offensive lineman, or a missed route from from a wide receiver. It's hard. It's just such a hard call.
Yeah,
just look at Aaron Rodgers. I mean, he's won one, and he's widely regarded as the most talented ever, ever to play the game.
Yeah.
He's got one.
Jay,
He probably is.
It's crazy.
But,
Jay, what more about Rivers and then Brees if you want to get into that as well?
Yeah.
Nothing more about Rivers. Just I've always been a Rivers stan. I've always really liked him a lot. The only time I wasn't is when he was playing Peyton Manning in the playoffs, just because I was a huge Peyton Manning guy, as you all know.
Mm-hmm.
But I've always liked Rivers. He's always seemed like a good dude. He fucking puts up insane numbers every year and just like never gets the recognition I thought he ever deserved.
Mm-hmm.
As far as Brees, I think it was Mario made the point about New Orleans, right?
Yep.
Or was it Cox?
Well, it depends on what point about New Orleans you're talking about.
Yeah.
No, it was Cox.
just-
it was
just-
Cox about the.
Oh, Scott.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Winning that Super Bowl after Katrina.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Cox.
Yeah, okay. So like I remember I vividly remember that Super Bowl and like that season and everything, and how everyone just like banded together and like just like the weight of that moment was so cool. Like, cause like it's like cliche to say, but sports brings people together or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But like that city, like he kind of gave that city hope that year after like the most devastating natural disaster in United States history.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll always like Brees. I think he was a good dude. Put up insane numbers. He got thrown out of San Diego,
Mm-hmm.
For the hot shot Philip Rivers, which will always be interesting because they're gonna be tied, like neck and neck. They're always gonna be compared to each other. But yeah, Brees, like first ballot Hall of Famer. It's not even a fucking question.
Yeah.
He was insane his entire career, and then it's I'd love for him to ride off in the sunset with the Super Bowl, but it doesn't always happen.
Yeah. I agree. I'll start with Brees because I feel like I have much less to say. Everybody's really covered it. Guy's insane. Insane numbers, insane efficiency at the QB position that is unheard of, unseen. The man never made, well, not never, but very rarely made the wrong decision. He was a machine out there. I want to give a bit of a shout out to I think a big factor of that, Sean Payton and his system. I think really behooved Brees
Big time.
in his career. We talked about what he did for New Orleans as a city. Obviously, when they needed it most, there was a guy he rallied behind. Winning the Super Bowl. Big shout outs to Tracy Porter for picking off Peyton Manning. I love that play. That play as a DB nerd's always burned into my mind. So sick. The onside, those two together, Peyton, who's probably, we think Peyton's fine. It's not. But Sean Payton being there and by proxy Brees, they made that city what it was. It's, for so long they were the team with the bag over their heads. And now they hold their heads high as one of the most esteemed franchises in the league now. And it's in large part due to those two guys. So Brees' impact on the NFL and on New Orleans as a whole can't be overstated. I hope the NFL loves him. I'm sure he's going to get some sort of broadcast or analyst job somewhere. They're going to want to keep that guy on TV screens. So I'm not going to be shocked if I see them broker something or if he's already got something in the works somewhere. Wouldn't be shocked at all. Philip Rivers, on the other end, is a whole different animal. And I want to emphasize the term animal. I fucking love that guy. I've watched...
He fucking rules.
He fucking absolutely rules. I've been watching his mic'd up like once a week for like the last 3 weeks. Man never swore in his life, but was the greatest trash talker I've ever seen in my life. Just watching those mic'd ups. Man was a competitor through and through. Man slings dick like nobody's business. He's got 8,000 kids, and a hot wife. The man knows what he's doing in life, and he's doing it very, very well. That's off the field. On the field, the stats speak for himself. He's got crazy numbers all around. He does have a bit of that Dan Marino syndrome, never won the big one. But hell of a competitor, hell of a guy. It's a guy you want leading your team, regardless of success, failures, or whatever. He was with that team there, San Diego, now LA, through thick and thin. I think he brought a good element of leadership and maturity and skill to the quarterback position, even in that last year there with the Colts. They were a playoff team with that addition of him. And I knew that was going to happen because he's Phil fucking Rivers. That's who he is. I love and appreciate that guy. What the fuck is that? I hated whatever the fuck that was. I don't... Mario, you playing sounds? Fucking really threw me off. What are you doing? What does that mean?
Oh, it's clapping.
I thought he's like pouring water out. I was like, what the fuck is happening here?
I thought he was just typing really fast.
Right. Jesus Christ.
I could have picked a better one. That was pretty lame. Sorry.
But no. Phil Rivers will be sorely missed by the game. I'm sad to see him go. And I want to ask you guys all, because we didn't really get into it. I think we all agree Brees is first ballot, but I want to open it up to y'all as individuals. Is Phil Rivers a Hall of Famer? And any one of you can go first, but I want to pose the question out.
Yes. Simple answer, yes. He absolutely is a Hall of Famer.
I think he is, but I don't think he'll get voted in.
Interesting.
I don't think he'll be first ballot, but he's going to get in.
I'm with Jay. I think he'll get in.
There's still people who debate that Eli Manning is not a fucking Hall of Famer.
I know people who said Kurt Warner should have never got in.
I would argue that Rivers had a better career than Eli Manning. Super Bowls aside,
Super Bowl MVPs.
Yeah,
and
Super Bowls.
People still debate that he's not. So that's what I'm saying. It's going to be hard for Rivers.
Yeah, no, I think it's going to be hard. I think he should get in. But there are people who are so stingy about their Hall of Fame. Real quick, this is a football podcast, but fuck the baseball Hall of Fame. Nobody got in this year because y'all are psychos. Fuck that shit.
Well, that's because MLB is they're so stuck in the like tradition and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
They're literally killing their own brand.
It's awful. Yeah. Cox, you've been really leaning on this one.
Yeah, because my heart says yes, but my brain says no. Like,
buddy,
he's
tell me yes.
He's if he does it, like it's got to be on like his last chance to get in or something. Like he just like I look at it in like the era in which he played. Like his stats weren't gaudy compared to the other quarterbacks that are gonna get in this era. He didn't win anything. Like it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's not like Dan Marino. Dan Marino in that era still put up ungodly numbers for that time. You could not tell the story of the NFL without him in that era. You can't do it. But with Phil, he's kind of an afterthought. You kind of had to watch it during this time to really know the greatness of Phillip Rivers. He's unfortunately for me going to be one of those players that kind of gets lost in the annals of time because of Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, like all these other guys that are just stick out way more and they've won titles. Eli Manning sticks out to me more than Phillip Rivers does just because of the titles and because of especially the 07 one, who they beat.
Yeah.
That Super Bowl alone makes Eli Manning a Hall of Famer just because he was the MVP and who they beat.
Yeah.
So Phil, again, heart says yes, but my brain says no.
I think
belong there.
Yeah.
Your body, though. Your body.
I know.
Yes.
I think time is the enemy for Phillip Rivers. If he doesn't get in early, he's not going to get in because this league is just getting more passer friendly, QB friendly. Those numbers are going to wane and diminish over time based off of the new invention of the QB, your Pat Mahomeses, your Kyler Murrays and the like.
Justin Herbert.
Your Justin Herberts. Yeah. Like the game is evolving and we're at this very key point in that where like if he doesn't get in like his first 3 years of eligibility, I don't think he'll get in because of the way the game's going to evolve.
Yeah, that's an excellent point actually, Dave. The way like the numbers are they're just going to get more gaudy as time goes on. It's going to get more ridiculous as far. But as far as like from 04 to probably like 2012, he was always like a top 3 quarterback, at least.
Yeah, but again,
I'm not saying that means he's automatically Hall of Fame. I'm just saying,
no, I get what you're saying.
Like,
yeah, for us
that always like watch his career from like when we were kids to like when we're like post college. Like we're always gonna be like, yeah, he was always a dude. So I guess that's why I'm still hanging on to like.
I'll definitely tell my kids about who like Phillip Rivers was.
100%.
I cared. He was important.
He played the game the way I would probably play the game if I was an NFL QB.
Yeah.
Talk your shit, crush your stuff, have 17 kids with your hot wife. Like, fuck yeah, dude. I want that life.
My favorite thing about his retirement was when someone asked him, was like, all right, what are you going to do now? And he goes, oh, I guess I'll go start a family.
He's one of the funniest dudes there is too. Like,
I was like, that's hilarious.
Big shout outs to Phil Rivers playing your last game. Thanks for all the childhood memories, brother. And if it's the last time we've seen you on the field, Brees, as well, big ups to you as well. Thanks for everything, man. Big factors as to why I'm still a football fan.
I'm loving this new Unk sound.
I'm not.
Do you like it, Cox?
Any more?
You don't like it?
No, I'm just fucking with you.
You don't like it?
Any more thoughts on this? Well, it just throws me off so bad. I'm trying to keep the show in line, and I like how before in pre-show Mario's like, "Let me know if you need us to rein it in. We'll listen and we'll rein it in." And now he's fucking.
I'm trying to add some shit here.
You're doing great. You're doing amazing, sweetie. Any more thoughts on these two all-timers before we move on?
These titans of industry.
No, they're awesome. Awesome.
No, we good? All right. Next thing I want to talk about here is a big trade happened in our off week. Matt Stafford to the Rams and Jared Goff to the Lions. I don't have the details. I'm assuming somebody else has the spicy details up.
I can just tell you I remember what.
Yeah, run it down for us real fast.
So Stafford goes to the Rams, and the Rams trade Jared Goff 2 first-round picks and a third.
Damn. So I have some other things I want to talk about later, as you can see from the run sheet, because I'm going to get on a soapbox a little bit about this next thing after that. But for y'all, how does this trade shake up, I guess, the league in general? But what does it mean for the two individual teams involved, the Rams and the Lions, respectively? I went to Jay last, so I'm going to go to Jay first this time.
So, I get why the Lions did this. I guess they gained 2 first-round picks, right? And a quarterback, I guess. But they also are totally in rebuild mode. The Rams, like, I just... What did I say the other day? When's the next first-round pick?
2024.
2024.
So,
you can't trade out.
So the Lions get the 2 firsts and Goff, correct? And
a third.
And the and the third. Well, that's not a throwaway either. Third,
no, it's not.
No, it's not.
And the Rams. And here's the thing. Like, I think Stafford is an amazing quarterback. I think he's very underrated. I think his ceiling is like a top 8 quarterback in the NFL. I really do. Oh, like if he's healthy. Cox disagrees, but okay. I think that McVay can get a lot out of him. I don't agree with them mortgaging their entire future on an aging, very injured quarterback.
Okay.
I don't agree with that.
We're going to disagree here.
I just don't understand that trade. Like, I was seeing before Stafford got traded, I was seeing people are projecting they get like maybe like a second for him, maybe. And then the Detroit gets 2 firsts. I was like, okay. And Detroit's going to eat that Goff contract, which kind of plays into the trade here. Because most of what the Rams wanted was that contract to go the fuck away. And the Rams can eat that contract, and they can tank-ish this year. And then from what I read, they have an out next year on the Goff contract. So they can just fucking yeet Goff next year. And just have those 2 first-round picks. I don't foresee the Rams having a premium first-round pick no matter what. I think they're going to be mid to late, just because McVay is he's a good coach. He's gonna he's going to get the best out of Stafford. I don't foresee them being like an NFC Championship team. I feel like they're going to be like a wild card team. I don't know. I just don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
I think who wins the
I want to
trade?
play poker with Cox.
I'm different in poker. Trust me.
All right. So
Yeah, I win a lot more money from him out in poker.
I figured that. I figured that.
Sorry, so you said you see them as maybe an NFC Championship team, or you don't see them as that. What about the Lions?
No, I don't see them as an NFC Championship team.
Right. I redirected myself, but what about the Lions?
They're probably fighting for the first pick next year.
Yeah, but we kind of already knew that. So I guess nothing ventured, nothing gained for them, I guess. I know Cox has a lot to say.
Well, the thing is, just to end my point, I think the Lions won this trade, personally.
That's fair.
The 2 first-round picks. And eating the contract and then eating Goff next year. I think they have a plan.
That's fair. I know Cox has a lot to say, so I'm going to go to Mario next.
I agree with Jay. I mean, I think the Lions, you made a good point about, they got the picks. They'll try to get what they can out of Goff. And if it doesn't work out, they dump them, and at least they have those picks. It's just, to me, it's just crazy. Like the Rams, Stafford, he's got some life left in him, but I mean, and truthfully, if I don't know what their salary cap is. Anybody know what their salary cap is?
Which one? The Rams?
I can look into
the Rams. The Rams, yeah.
It can't be great with all the first round picks they've traded.
My point is, but that was my point, Jay. Did they mortgage the ranch? I mean, I know they gave up the 2 first rounders, but were they smart enough to say, okay, well, we have cap space where we're not killing ourselves? Because the Rams aren't just a quarterback. The Rams aren't just a quarterback away. You know what I'm saying?
I think that
they need help.
Yeah, I mean, it's win now mode for them, in my opinion. It's like they said, give me a quarterback that has in the past been a top 5 to 10 quarterback, and let's give him the offensive guru, and let's go out and win now. Because you don't do that, you don't give up all those first round picks unless you believe that you can win a Super Bowl in the near future.
I agree, and that's why I was trying to get at with the whole salary cap. If they have a resemblance of a salary cap where they can bring in a couple of pieces, I think Stafford can take them. I really do. I think they have some really good pieces. Listen, they were in the playoffs. They were close. I think with Stafford, I think they can go to the next level without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Fair. Cox, I know you want to go.
So yeah, real quick, as of right now, the Rams are 25.23 million for next year. And that's with the cap as it's currently constituted. So they're gonna have to cut even further.
Yeah. And that scares you.
So this trade for me completely highlights the 2 separate trains of thought of the NFL. There's the camp that wants to build through the draft, which is very clearly what the Lions are going to do. And their new GM just got, his last job was with the Rams. And he made his money building through the draft. And he was actually the guy who was part of the team that drafted Jared Goff. So he has a affinity for Jared Goff already. The way I look at this trade is that Rams essentially traded a first and a third to get Stafford, and then traded another first-round pick just to offload Goff's contract, because they can't just trade for Stafford and then also have Goff. So they had to basically be like, can you also take Goff? Which, again, considering the history the 2 GMs have, previously working together, there's going to be the relationship that they can get that. I think in the short term, the Rams are way better off How many times this year did we say the thing holding the Rams back was Jared Goff? Nothing else.
I say that all the time.
Matthew Stafford is a way better quarterback than Jared Goff is. He's miles ahead of him.
I agree.
And that team with Jared Goff went to a Super Bowl. I understand that was with Todd Gurley being, at the top of his game, but that team still went to a Super Bowl. And if you put any stock in Cam Akers growing with this team, that team next year is an NFC title contender right now. 100% right now.
Who are they going to cut though, Cox? You just said that they're.
I mean, I'm looking
cut some salaries.
Yeah, I mean, but a lot of teams are going to have to do. So a lot of teams are going to have to do.
But is it going to be a detriment? That's my point.
It's going to be more like it's going to be more like depth. It's going to be like people like Juju Hughes or Dante Moncrief, or I'm sorry, Derek Moncrief, not Dante. Derek Moncrief. Like these little mid-level guys, and they're not going to get rid of like their top talent.
I don't know. Aaron Donald, I think, is kind of a bum.
Here's the thing, though. Like 25 million is a lot of money. Most of these,
I know.
Most of these guys, most of these guys you're saying are depth pieces or this and that. They make like 1 to 2 million. So you're going to get rid of.
But
your
also remember, you can still you can approach a lot of these guys, and you can say, look, we're ready to win now. And I bet a lot of those guys, they'll publicly say that they like Goff, but they know that Goff was holding them back. And you can look at and you can go to these guys and let's restructure your contract so you get the same amount of money with the same amount of years, but we're going to restructure it in a way that it benefits us in the salary cap this year, because this is probably the only year that it's going to be, super affected. Maybe the next year, I don't know. I'm not a freaking economy wizard, but restructure the deal so that it benefits them in the short term and helps them with the cap.
Mm-hmm.
They can do that. They can kick the can down the road. So
I get that, but no, go ahead. Sorry.
They're gonna be able to keep a lot of their core talent, and again, a lot of other teams, contenders, are gonna have to do this. They're gonna have to cut guys that they wouldn't normally have to cut. They're gonna have to restructure deals. So they're on the equal in that case. They're on an equal playing field. So they're going to have to do all that. But with the top talent that they have one of the best defenses in the league. And we always say, it's a common phrase for a reason. Defense wins championships. And the only thing that was holding them back was Goff, and they fixed that issue. They have the offensive weapons. They have the receivers. They have the running backs. I think Cam Akers is something. I really do. That dude can run the ball. And while he's on his rookie deal, you run him into the ground. You do. So for me, in the short term, they 100% won this trade. Now, the other school of thought, again, is building through the draft. The Rams are more in the trading first-round picks. They don't care about them because they're going to trade for proven commodity players, because you don't know what you're going to get in the draft every year. Like you're going to hit and miss. But with proven quality players, like a Matthew Stafford or whatever, or Jalen Ramsey, you can trade those picks and it doesn't matter because you're getting proven talent. The Lions are in the situation where they have to rebuild. Goff, it doesn't matter. They can go a shit year with Goff. Who cares? If he works out for them, great. If he doesn't, who gives a shit? Get rid of him. Like, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
But the picks are going to be worth for it. So it's one of those things where the Rams are ready to win now, and they made a move to win now. The Lions made a move to rebuild. It works out for both teams. I honestly didn't see this happening, but when I really look at it, it makes a lot of sense for both teams. I think this was an amazing deal for both teams. I really love this trade.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Yeah. I agree with you that it, like, on paper right now, it looks great for both teams. And this is just us projecting just because, we're 4 idiots with a podcast talking football. For me personally, I think this is going to blow up in the Rams' faces.
Interesting.
On paper, it looks good. I think on paper it looks good.
The thing is that you.
It's just my opinion.
No, well, the thing is that now, again, you also have to look at it from like where the Rams are in terms of their division and who they fucking play twice a year. It's the Niners, the Cardinals, and the Seahawks. And the Niners, by all accounts, aren't happy with Garoppolo. They say they are, but they're still actively trying to see what else they can do. They have been both years, like since the Super. It doesn't matter to them. They're like, we know Jimmy G is somewhat of a limitation because of his lack of availability. If the Niners get better, then you're looking at that division with 4 elite quarterbacks with elite talent around them. The Rams are almost forced to make a move like this.
It's like the Cold War. It's like you want to build the nukes.
That division is unfreaking believable.
Shut up, baby. I know it.
Dude, not to mention who was the front runner in the Deshaun Watson sweepstakes. The 49ers were the first team mentioned.
No,
they were the first team.
JTS Jets.
Boys, we're not talking about Deshaun Watson. We're not talking about Deshaun Watson. That was amazing. Cox, you have any more points to make before I can grab the floor on this?
No, it's all you. It's all you.
All right. So this is, when I saw this move was made, it was incredibly compelling for the reasons you guys said. I think both teams benefit to at least some extent. One factor that I'm curious about with those cap numbers is that already adjusted for the moving of Goff's contract in terms of the Rams or not? Like, I'm not totally sure. It might be, it might not be. So there might be more wiggle room to work with than we know of.
With Goff's contract moving.
Okay.
On this cap.
Okay.
That is $20 million.
So that's still. I mean, that still is a huge relief for them. That probably took a lot of pressure off their cap. They were probably hurting way more before then. So I think that's wild in and of itself. Another factor that I want to bring up here is his birthday's actually in 2 days. So happy early birthday to Matt Stafford. But he's about to be 33 years old.
Yeah, he's young.
If the QBs that we see now are anything to go by, he's got 6-7 years left of good tread on those tires.
Yeah,
which is I think pretty striking. I mean, I'm not pumped to see him in the division, and with the way McVay runs his offense, we talked about before, you just need like a good guy in there. A good guy who's going to make good decisions, Stafford's going to be an amazing locker room presence for that team. Like they have a veteran leader at the quarterback position, which is what a lot of these guys need, whether it's the hot shot defense with guys like Ramsey, Donald, these guys with all the swag in the world to spare. Or you have those great receivers. Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods were popping off with Jared Goff at quarterback. Could you imagine? This might arguably be even the best weapons since Megatron that Stafford's been working with, if you really want to get into the weeds about things. So
I think so.
Again, 33 is young for a QB in this league, so I think there's still a lot of good tread on those Stafford tires. So I think this was a really good move by the LA Rams. I think it would behoove, since the Lions are in rebuild mode. They want the picks. They want to do all that. But I can't think of a better match for Mr. Bite the kneecaps off people than Jared Goff, who didn't know how to call a play or read a defense his first 3 years in the league. That's a match made in heaven for me, and I want to watch the fire burn. I'm all in on Mr. Kneecaps trying to call plays into Jared Goff, who doesn't know what Rye Ripe Banana Z zinger is at any point in his career, and just watching the fireworks, baby. I said this team maybe wins one game when they had Matt Stafford. Like, I might.
Are we getting to the 0-16 conversation?
I already thought they were there.
Bad.
I'm saying they might grab a win. They might stumble into a win because he's Jared Goff, but they're losing Kenny Golladay in the offseason. That's another big factor. They never had. I mean, DeAndre Swift is good, but he's going to have to be the guy there. At this point, with the way things are shaking out, unless Marvin Jones, I think has some time left on his year, but like he's Marvin Jones. He's also out. Oh my God, yeah, they're not winning a fucking game.
And on a side note, Galladay is going to look great in the Giants uniform. It's going to look so nice on him. That blue, it's going to look so nice.
You know, Galladay's going to the New York Jets, baby.
You wanted Allen Robinson though, Jay.
Is everybody going to the fucking Jets?
Everyone's going to the Jets.
I think. Listen,
we're gonna have the most cap space in the NFL, so bring them on, baby.
Hold on. So real quick, just to look at the Lions, to look at who they play next year. They play the Falcons, Bears, obviously twice, Browns, Packers, Vikings, Cardinals, Niners, Ravens, Bengals, Eagles, Packers. Rams. They play at the Rams.
That's rough.
That's
going to be a highlight game.
Is that going to be a flex? Are they going to flex that?
They might have to.
They have to. Vikings, Steelers, Seahawks. That's their schedule.
That's not an easy schedule.
They're fucked.
They're FUKT fucked.
Eagles game, which is a hard baby. Unless of course the Eagles can put systems in place, less thinking equals more talent take over. Like unless they can do that, then then they might get one win. Other than that,
all right. Who has the worst record next year? The Lions or the Eagles?
Lions. It's not close.
Oh my God! Has anybody?
I don't know, man. Yeah. The Eagles.
Anyways, the last thing I want to say about all this is obviously there was a bit of a Stafford sweepstakes, and in his ever wise middle linebacker wisdom, Teddy Bruschi, saying he's glad that Stafford didn't go to New England because he, and I quote, said that Stafford was not tough enough to play in New England. I'm getting on my soapbox real fast before I pass this off to you guys. Teddy Bruschi, you used to be one of the only salvageable things to me about this whole Patriots dynasty, but man, you got to get your head checked or something. Matt Stafford's been the toughest QB in the league for at least a decade. Minimum. He would have been a huge asset to New England, and I think he's more playing the salty New England fan game, which they're probably all playing because they know they have no quarterback prospects. They know they have no quarterback future. And while I'm on the subject of New England, this Super Bowl is not a win for you guys. If Tom Brady wins this Super Bowl, you guys just look dumb as fuck. I don't want to see anybody hitching their wagon to this bullshit, or I'm kicking you right in the ass. No, I know. I'm saying this to everybody. I implored you. I begged you. I've been begging you. Don't become the 90s Cowboys fans. And you're already fucking disappointing me.
That's what they are.
The Patriot way is to take things with... The Patriot way is to take things with grace, glory, and class, right? Fucking have some class and make like Elsa from Frozen and let it go. It's over. It's over. I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear anybody talking about my guy winning. If fucking he goes and wins a Super Bowl here. That's like anybody, if the fucking Chiefs won a Super Bowl because when they traded Joe Montana, if any Niners fan was like, that's my guy, they'd be like, fuck you, this is the 80s, we hate everybody. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. If I see any of it, you're getting a swift kick in the butt, and I'm going to tell you to watch some real fucking football for the next decade, because it's going to be rough for you guys. Ooh, that's all. I got some takes. That's all I gotta say, boys. I know.
I got some takes, baby.
I got on my soapbox there for a sec. Let's talk about the Bruschi comments and then any other things you want to talk about, since we're on the subject of New England and this is Behind Enemy Lines. We have to live the gimmick. Jay, I'll let you go off.
So here's the thing. I saw the comments from Bruschi. He's been a homer for like his entire goddamn career. He's been a homer. I don't know why we're just finding this out. Every fucking time the Pats have any libel against them in the media, he freaks the hell out. So am I surprised by his comments? No, not at all. I mean, we all know Stafford is the toughest quarterback probably in the NFL. Maybe Roethlisberger, maybe. but I'd take Stafford over Roethlisberger in battle any day.
100%.
Eli Manning.
As far as Patriots,
He's not in the fucking league. He's not in the league, Mario.
man.
He said the toughest quarterback ever.
No, he said in the league. He said in the league.
In the league.
Oh, my bad. God damn.
But as far as Patriots fans taking this as a win, yeah, this has been pissing me off because I listened to Portland, Maine radio, the sports radio, and all I've heard is call-ins of people who're like, well, I mean, like Brady's in the Super Bowl, so I'm rooting for Brady. And there are legitimate Patriots fans buying Tom Brady Tampa Bay jerseys for this game specifically.
They're the fourth highest spot for his jerseys in the country.
It's insanity to me. Like, just let it go, dude. It's over. It's like The Sopranos. It's over. Find a new show.
Oh my God.
That's not. Yeah, you got it, Mario.
I have a friend Robert who's from New Hampshire. His family's from New Hampshire. His brother lives in Vermont. He's a great guy. I let him use my NFL ticket. If I'm not home, if I'm home, he can use it because if I don't need it because I'm not out on the road. And he's such a New England fan, and now he is Tampa Bay. I just want to fucking throw up in my fucking boots. First of all, here's Teddy Bruce. This is the Teddy Brewski. Fucking meathead. The guy's a fucking meathead. Fucking Stafford is. Listen, I've seen plenty of Lions games. The Giants play them quite a bit, and that dude takes a fucking pounding, gets up. I mean, the guy plays through injury. I mean, to say something like that is just so stupid. It's like almost like you're just like grasping at straws. Your team's irrelevant now. Sorry, Pats. Your team is irrelevant. Irrelevant. Goodbye. We'll see you maybe in 3 years. That whole mystique where Belichick can actually make chicken salad out of chicken shit. You didn't do it this year, buddy. And I don't see you doing it next year. And I don't see you doing it the year after that. Fucking time trouble.
If you believe Tom E. Curran, a New England insider, Bill Belichick and the New England Patriots, he's an insider. Bill Belichick and the New England are going to be uncharacteristically aggressive this offseason with their cap space and free agency.
Yeah.
I'll fucking believe it when I see it. Though, I will say during the offseason, I fully plan on, since we made such a big joke out of it during the year of, D.D. Westbrook and the quarterback to be, I'm going to actually lay out a perfect free agency plan for the New England Patriots to get them back in the playoffs.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. Cox.
Let's hear that perfect
every time, DT, he's like that fucking spy, like the Russian spy who has the American accent. He's like, yeah, hey, Russia's a piece of shit.
I like how you say
Russia's not that bad. Russia's not that bad. Their vodka's really fucking good, if you know what I'm saying. I'm worried about you.
I gotta play into it now, considering the connection between if they're gonna be all Tampa Bay fucking people, I gotta kind of reciprocate. You know what I mean? They're gonna toss my salad. I gotta toss theirs. So
here we go. Here we go.
Fuck those fans.
Yeah, fuck any fans. You guys are very rapidly becoming the 90s Cowboys, and it's very unbecoming of you.
Yeah,
it's so bad.
Teddy Bruschi's an idiot.
I can't wait for
it. On this subject matter, he's an absolute
he's
Matthew Stafford would have made him a lot better.
A lot better.
What the fuck he's talking about? And he doesn't cost that much. He's $20 million on the cap. That's not a lot for what he is.
Mm-hmm.
They offered a second round pick, and that was it. That was all they offered.
It's $20 million this year and $23 million. That's it. That's not a lot for him.
Right.
It's not expensive.
It's not at all.
What the fuck Teddy's talking about? Fucking go back in the toy box.
He's a nut. He's an absolute nut. I think we're good.
The toy box.
I mean, that comment comment pissed me off just because like it epitomized all Patriots fans.
Mhm.
They were like, well, I mean, if he doesn't want to be here, then he doesn't want to win.
Yeah.
Win what? 7 games?
It's like, okay, then fine. Take him back for another year, you fucks.
All right, but can we give Brewski a little bit of? Can we give him a little bit of slack? I mean, the guy's probably got maybe 10 brain cells left.
Well, that's what I don't want to bring it up because I'm not
fucking bread at this point.
We're not gonna joke about that.
No.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about like he's been hit so many fucking times. I mean, like you take his comments with a grain of salt.
Tell you what though, he's a good-looking cat.
That's all. That's what it is.
He's
a great looking cat.
He's a sexy dude.
I just think he's a complete homer, and he's just like in that Patriot way thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's who he is.
And like I'd get it. If I won those rings there, if I had the success, he had a way better career there than he would have anywhere else in the league. So I get feeling like you owe them something and you're dedicated. So like I get leaning that way. But it shows such a lack of education in how the game is played now to call Matt Stafford not tough.
Yeah.
Like, that's just like...
Yeah, I mean, not like that, but like...
It's tone deaf.
Sorry, I cut you off.
I'm just saying, it's tone deaf. Watch the games.
Yeah.
Stafford played with like eight injuries this year before they fucking just said, no, you're done.
I watch...
Dude's played with a fucking... with a separated AC joint.
Yeah, I was gonna say I watched that mic'd up from his rookie year like once a year where he fucking gets hit, his AC joint pops out, he goes to the sideline, they call a timeout. I was like, no, fuck that, I can throw the ball to win this game. He goes in, throws the ball, wins the game, and the guy's got a fucking separated AC joint.
What are you talking about? Like,
go fuck yourself.
It's literally the shoulder that he throws with being separated, and you're like, oh, he's not tough enough. What the fuck are you talking about?
Tom Brady would have filed 7 assault lawsuits if he got hit like that. Like, I'm just calling it how I see it.
Yeah,
that's exactly what would have happened.
They would have shut down the league for like 3 weeks.
Patriots would have been fucking under quarantine.
They would have called it the fuck rule.
Giselle would have ran out on the field with her fucking Jimmy Choos. Somebody.
This one's getting away.
Fucking hit my husband.
This one's getting away from us, boys. So I'm gonna rein us in. We're a little bit over the hour mark. So what I'm gonna say now is we're gonna move on to predictions / the big question, which is all about the big game, the Super Bowl. I don't know if I'm allowed to put Super Bowl in the title of this video. I think we can say it. I don't know if I can put it in the title, but the big football game happening this weekend. It's obviously very, very important, and we have...
That's what the title should be, the big football game.
the big game where people play football. So it's one game to rule them all. Just as a quick rundown for everybody, the final standings... The only thing subject to change is between Ryan and Jay. I have cement. What the fuck are you doing? The first.
Fucking started saying.
I've cemented first place with a record of 114 and 64, giving me a 64.04% correct percentage. Nice. Ryan and Jay cannot separate from each other no matter what. They are.
I can't quit them.
They are tied at 112 and 66, giving them each a 62.92% success rate. And Unk with a 52 and 34 record, coming in late, mind you, so with a grain of salt, but his percentage gets him 60.46%. So no matter what, I am your picks champion, but I am very, very compelled to see how second place. I am very compelled to see how second place shakes out between Ryan and Jay here, because I think it's going to be a lot of fun to see how this goes. But it's the big question. It's the only game. We're going to spend a lot of time on this. We're going to do a big deep dive, but it's the Super Bowl. The big question, it's going to be the overarching question through everything we talk about, is who wins the Super Bowl. I would feel remiss if we didn't go to Cox to start this off, do a deep dive on anything, sides of the ball, X factors, any thoughts that you have, as we then all add and compound things and make this into a discussion. But the floor is yours, my friend.
Okay. Well, I think since it's the Super Bowl, I think we should really kind of split this up into 2 parts. So I'll leave it to you guys. Do you guys want to start with Bucks O versus Chiefs D, or Chiefs O versus Bucks D?
I literally don't give a fuck. Just analyze.
Because I want to get everyone's. I want to all here, like see where everyone's thinking.
DT coming out fucking swinging.
So let's start with let's start with the Bucks. Because I think the other side of the ball is the bigger question mark. So the running game is going to be super important here. I mean, we've been saying that all offseason all postseason for the Bucks. The running game is so important, for them, and they have to establish it early. And that holds true even more so in this game. I mean, the Chiefs. If you had to give one weakness to the Chiefs defense, it's their rushing defense. That's their one weakness, and it's not like a glaring weakness, but it's a weakness. And it's the only way that you're going to be able to keep Mahomes off the field. So I feel like you have to establish it early, but you can't get in the situations where you're 3rd and 10, so many times, and you're punting the first 3 because you're trying to establish the fucking run game. I mean, against the Packers, that works. Like Brady was able to hit 3rd and 10s, 3rd and 11s, 3rd and 9s. That wasn't a big deal. Against the Chiefs, I don't think that's going to work. So I think the run game is going to be huge here. And Fournette and Jones working in tandem are going to be a huge part of this offense. And I think if you go back to, Jones had 9 for 66, and Fournette was like 11 for 50 something, I believe, or something like that. They were going off for 4 or 5 yards a pop. You got to do that again. You got to, and you got to run it more. And they've been doing that more ever since the bye week. That's been a big thing. I don't know what do you guys think about that?
I think in a weird way, I agree that I think they live and die by the run game here, in a lot of ways, because it's always been that little extra kick that Brady needs for like Gronk to sneak out. Yeah. Like that whole NFC title game. I wasn't going to bring it up, but I was on one in terms of figuring out what was going to go on in that game. Called the Gronk play. I called Jair Alexander popping off. Like
it's just fucking taking shots left and right.
Oh, we were ripping them, boy.
It was a rough one.
Yeah, I had a rough morning.
I don't even remember that fucking weekend.
I had a rough morning the next morning. For the audience, we were ripping drinks championship Sunday, just making random shot takes in the group chat. It was a blast. This is why I love doing this with these people, and I hope you guys love watching it. But to get to the point at hand, I think that run game is very important to the full package of what's going on with that offense, because while they have the Bruce Arians fucking hope you can run under this ball yeet system that they have, and that's the Arians thing, this team really thrives in almost that organized, structured Brady package as well. As like, let's get some run, let's get some rhythm, let's do something cheeky with a tight end screen, and like they lure you into that, and then they shift gears into the Arians air raid, and that's really where that's been where they've made their money. So if for whatever reason Jones and Fournette can't get started, I think they might be in a big bit of trouble there. Just to put my sense in on you asking about the run game. I don't know if anybody else has anything else to say about it before we let you keep going.
No, I hope they do. I want to hear from everyone.
As far as the run game, we're not getting like too in the weeds here, right? Just run game at this point.
Right.
I don't think this is going to be a run-oriented game at all. I think this is going to be like Pats Eagles type Super Bowl where the run game really doesn't have a ton of a factor.
What the fuck's a running back?
Dude, I don't know about that. This is gonna be like a fucking Big Ten game where it's just like fucking yeet it all day, and it's just gonna be
play that way.
Pass.
But
maybe not, and we'll get into that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just think to me the Chiefs secondary is their strength. So I think that's going to be where the running game is going to be like key. And if their running game is kicking, what are they going to do? They're going to have to bring that safety down into the box And then they're going to have to contend with, come on, the Bucs have so many fucking weapons.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it's going to be one of those things where that's going to be key. I think where the game is won, where it's going to be won in the trenches, it's going to be where the linebacker position goes. If you look at the Chiefs, Kelce,
still in my thunder.
Kelce is going to be a beast, but Devin White is a fucking monster. He's going to be one of those guys where if he can't match up with him, the Chiefs are just going to fucking run ruckshaw on them. So to me, where does the edge go? The linebackers for both teams to take care of that tight end? I don't know, man. I just think that Tampa Bay has that edge where it comes to where the linebackers are. They're so fast. They're like from sideline
to sideline, 100%.
It's unbelievable the way they are. It's just incredible.
So here's another question I want to throw. Is that if you look at, obviously we all know that Kansas City is built around their two key offensive cornerstones. It's Kelce and Hill. But with the Bucs, they have Evans, Godwin, Brake, Gronk, Scotty Miller, Tyler Johnson can make ridiculous catches. So
sure can.
Which do you think is more powerful? Because Hill and Kelce are ridiculous, like completely on their own islands. Do you think the collective of what the Bucs have is greater than this? You know, is the sum of that is greater than the two of Hill and Kelce?
The sum.
Because Hardman and Watkins, if he plays, are great pieces, but is the sum of those weapons greater than what the Bucs have?
So
I think what you're saying is good, but I think you have to look at it a different way. Where they have that offense is great for the Bucs, but the secondary is the strength,
right,
of the Chiefs. So do those two things, all those offensive weapons for the Bucs and the secondary of the Chiefs, do they wash each other out? And then if that's the case, who has the upper hand? So now you're talking either run game, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Where what gives?
Well, I think what you were saying, I like what you were saying before. Like if you establish that run and you have to safety down to kind of get in the box, then okay, well then at that point, if you run too deep, where does that safety go? Who do they cover more? Someone's getting one-on-one, and then you can getting that play action pass game going for the Bucs is gonna be big. And it's what I really feel like this game comes down to. And the reason why, again, this is one of those things where my heart says one thing and my brain says another, because, and we'll get into this when we get over to the other side of the ball. The Bucs, I feel, have to play a more perfect game to win the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
The Bucs have to almost have an out-of-body experience and not play into what their coaches' like philosophies are in somewhat of a way. Arians is always no biscuit, deep throws, really attacking. They kind of have to limit that and pick their spots with that in this game. They have to establish that run game. They have to do that first before they can start trying to launch it. If they just start trying to launch it, you're going to get a lot of 3-and-outs early. And you can't do that against Kansas City. I get wanting to be aggressive, but you have to pick your spot when you be aggressive. That's the thing. So, and again, I love what run it early, bring that safety in, have them cheat in, then you can send them deep and make them choose who you're going to cover. Because there's one-on-one, if it's Godwin or Evans or Brake, then Brady's going to throw it to him at that point.
Yeah,
I believe, honestly, any one of those guys is better than their secondary and can go up and get the ball.
I got two things to say first. First, if there's a safety you want cheating up and making those decisions, it's Tyrann Mathieu. So, That's
right.
that.
What I was thinking.
That's
Gary Sneed in coverage.
yeah, but that's the thing is if that's what you're relying on is Tyrann Mathieu to make the right play for you to guys to have success, I'm betting on Tyrann Mathieu to make the right play.
That's what I'm saying. Like the Bucks have to play a perfect.
So that's the tough factor into what you're talking about here. The other thing I'll say is the 5 or 6 dudes you mentioned better than the 2 dudes you mentioned for Kansas City? Yeah, it's 5-on-2. Like I'll give the advantage to the 5 guys over the 2. What I want to say about that is I think it's more equal than you think between the Evans, Godwin, Scotty Miller, Tyler Johnson, running backs, tight ends, what have you. It's closer than you think that it is to the Kelsey, Hill, Hardman, Pringle, Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
I forgot about Pringle.
Le'Veon Bell playing a factor in this game. Like the weapons are more even than I think you're leading on, which is another reason why this is a really compelling matchup. I don't want to get into X factors and any of that shit yet, but I just wanted to say that I think that that's a closer matchup than maybe you're giving credit for. And I wanted to make make
a great point.
And I wanted to make the point about Matthew as well. Is like if there's a guy you want cheating and trying to make these choices, that's the guy. But that's all I got to say about that. I know Unc wants to talk, so I'll let you have it.
Just to piggyback off that real quick, you make a great point because I think a lot of people don't realize like there's a lot more household names on Tampa Bay than there is on Kansas City. It doesn't mean that they're not equal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they got household names over there in Tampa, but they have guys that are just as good, but they're just not household names because of the market. You know what I mean?
The thing is also with the fucking the edge I'll give to the Chiefs is those guys I mentioned who aren't the big guys, Hardman, Pringle, even Watkins, you're in for a fucking track meet with those boys.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes can legitimately Uncle Rico that ball over them mountains, and these guys can fly down. So you're gonna need that secondary to be boogieing with these guys.
If we're talking Kansas City passing game at this point, is that what the discussion is?
It's O versus D.
We can transition.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, yes. Collectively, the Bucks probably have a better skill group. Probably, it's debatable.
It's close.
But at this point, Mahomes has lost 2 games in his first 26 starts or something like that. 2 or 3 games.
Something insane.
Yeah,
it's insane. He is the best player in the NFL right now. Period. Yeah. It's not even close. I know Tom Brady had a great year, but Patty Mahomes, holy fucking shit, the best player. He elevates that skill. I think this is what DT was kind of getting at, is he elevates that skill group to that next level where it's like, yeah, like, and to Mary's point as well. I mean, yes, there's more household names on the Bucs offense, but some of these players, you're going to have some weird players come up just because Patrick Mahomes can fucking elevate these players. It's exactly like, when Brady was younger and he was making, chicken salad out of chicken shit. And
I love that everybody uses that now. Y'all are welcome.
And Peyton Manning was throwing what the hell was that name of that receiver that caught like 1 million passes in the Super Bowl back in like 2000?
Stokely? Are you talking Brandon Stokely?
No, it was someone else. I can't remember. But like
Austin Collie?
I can't remember. It wasn't Collie. It was I can't remember, but that's the point.
Point taken.
I can't remember.
Well, I think. Oh no, go ahead.
No. That was it. You're fine. Go ahead.
I think another big thing. I agree. They are very, very way closer. I didn't mean to lead on that big gap. I think the other thing too that we have to remember is that a lot of this Kansas City core, they literally were just there and just. Tampa Bay hasn't. All these guys are new to it except for Brady. Like most of these guys, this is their first playoff. Like Evans, this is his first time. And we're seeing with Godwin, like he's kind of had a bit of a problem in the playoffs. Like, he's not been Chris Godwin regular season.
He's been Chris Dropwin.
Right. So it's like the Kansas City skill group has been there. They've done that, and they're gonna come in ready to play way more so than I think the Bucs are. Who they better hope they don't have the yips in those first couple of drives. That's the thing. Again, the Bucs have to play a perfect game from start to finish because Kansas City is gonna come at you, and we've seen this throughout the years that Kansas City hasn't really. I feel like most of the games they haven't really cared. Most games they haven't cared. I think the first half against Tampa they cared when they damn near put up 500 yards in a half. Like, and then the second half they got very vanilla. Whatever. Like, we've won this game. What does it matter? And you could see, you could very easily see they put up that kind of numbers in the first half and then also go up putting that in the second half. Like, I could very easily see Kansas City blowing. I don't see Tampa blowing out Kansas City at all.
Mm-hmm.
But go ahead.
No, I was just going to say I know you're kind of talking about like the experience and who's been there and who's not, but I think you're forgetting about a key cog on that defense that has been there, has won a Super Bowl.
Oh, the defense, yeah, with JPP.
And that's JPP. And he's going to bring those. He's going to bring those guys.
Yeah.
He's going to bring
transition
those
to the
guys
other side
together.
of the ball.
It kind of reminds me of I was watching. All week they're showing the Super Bowl highlights, and I love the second Super Bowl against the Patriots. It was actually the first one where Strahan is in the defensive huddle and he's saying, I want a ring. No, actually, I'm sorry. Correct myself. It was Justin Tuck. He was like, I want a ring. You ain't know what it means like to have a ring. You don't know what it means like to have a ring. I got a ring. You want a ring? Let's get a fucking ring. And he brings those guys. I think JPP, who was under the tutelage of those guys, Umanura, Strahan, Tuck,
he knows.
He's gonna bring that shit.
He knows.
And I'm not even giving away who I think is gonna win this game by saying this, but I think they're gonna be a lot more prepared and a lot more fired up because of a guy like him. This guy has beat the odds. I'm pissed that we even fucking let him go because JPP is bringing his game. Man.
Yeah.
He's bringing the game. He's lifting everybody up around him. He really is.
Yeah. I think so. And this brings me to my X factor for this game. And my X factor, because this Bucs defensive line, this also brings me to, what I was saying before, where the Bucs have to kind of play out of body experience and they can't give in to what they normally do. Todd Bowles can't give in to his wanting to blitz. He cannot, under any circumstances, blitz 30 or 40% in this game. If they do that, they will lose 100%. They have to trust JPP and Ndamukong Suh, Shaq Vita, and Golston at times to get there. Rush 4, get to Patrick Mahomes, contain him, and have JPP and Golston, or Barrett get on the outside and contain Mahomes on the outside, and Vea and Suh just push in on the wing. If you can really collapse that pocket, that's the way you have to deal with these mobile quarterbacks. You have to get around the edge and really come in. I also expect there to be a lot of, with Eric Fisher going down, which that really sucks. That really sucks for him. But with that happening, you almost see Kansas City being at a deficit in 3 positions because now the right tackle has to shift over to the left, and then the guard has to shift over to right tackle, and then now you have a backup right guard. So now you have 3 positions where people aren't really used to playing that, and I feel like you're gonna see a lot of JPP and Vita doing crosses, and JPP coming inside and Vea going around, and seeing that on the other side. A lot of these schemes where they're going to be crossing and coming around each other and kind of really throwing off their coverages. That defensive line for the Buccaneers is going to be huge in this game. It has to be. They have to get to Mahomes. They have to be able to rush him into throws that he doesn't want to make, but they can't allow him too much to get around to the outside and just run or bide his time and make a pass. They can't do that. They absolutely can't. So I don't know what you guys think about that.
So, I mean, so your X factor is JPP?
Yeah, it's JPP.
If any,
Since he's been there before,
yeah,
the title, he's going to lead that. I feel like he's going to lead that.
I'm gonna prompt everybody to add on to whatever he said, put in your own points, but include your X factors into this to kind of fold everything and make it nice.
All right. This is such an intriguing game. It's like it's probably the best
matchup.
matchup.
A great matchup.
It's the best matchup we could have asked for in the Super Bowl, if you think about it. Besides saying our own teams, even though we know they wouldn't have fucking made it.
Wait, the Jets didn't have a chance.
Jets versus Cardinals. Let's go.
Speak for yourself. We had a shot and we're just bad.
You know.
Well, I mean,
on the defense, I want to go to the coaching. You were just talking about Todd Bowles. Todd Bowles versus Spags.
Oh.
Spags has a history with Tom Brady. Listen, we all know it's no secret. It's not a government secret. How do you beat Tom Brady? You get pressure.
Get him.
Pressure.
Get him.
Especially up the middle.
I will give a little bit of an edge to Steve Spagnuolo.
I would too.
Okay.
What was that?
What was that?
There's a strike.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's a still work in progress, all right?
Strike.
All right. As we're going towards, I want to go towards head coaching here.
Okay.
Reed or Arians, you got to give the edge to Reed, okay?
You have to. You literally have to.
He's been there.
He's done that.
You know, he's been
multiple
there.
teams.
He does want, and he wants revenge against Brady. They played back in the day, the whole fucking McNabb where he threw up, But where this game is really going to come down to it, it's really going to be against that offensive line for the Chiefs and that defensive line for the Bucks. And as much as it pains me, because I can't stand Tom Brady, I just think the Bucks are just too stacked for this game. It's just they're just kicking, their pistons are pumping at the right time. And my X factor for this game is going to be Devin White.
Yes.
That's fair. Devin White is going to shut down that middle of the field where that zone is, where whether it's Kelsey or a crossing pattern, whether it's another tight end, he's just so fucking fast. He's just a beast. I watch the games and I'm in awe of him. I'm like, wow, how the fuck did he get there? It's just crazy to me. So, I mean, to me, it's just going to be the Bucks. I think the Bucks win the game. And
wow, we didn't even get to that yet, but he's there.
Wow. No, I'm not giving you the score.
We're there.
I'm just saying it's going to be the Bucks because it's going to be because of that linebacker crew is just they're just they're going to be too much.
Yeah,
they're going to be too much for
So boys, just real quick, don't come up with shot takes because it's the Super Bowl, so we're doing 3, and I have 3 different prop bets that I'm gonna want answers from you guys from. So
love it.
So don't have to come up with stats or nothing. I got 3 things. It's a Super Bowl, so 3 shots are on the line each. But
so real quick,
yeah,
I want to add another thing because I really want to, because I know Jay's an offensive defensive line in the trenches hard.
Yeah,
definitely hear his take on. But DT, I know you as a corner in the secondary want to get your take on this. What do you do in the secondary with Tyreek and Kelsey? Because if you're going to try and double both of them, then you're essentially putting 4 guys on 2, and you're essentially trusting the other 3 in the back. If you're only rushing 4, you're trusting the other 3 to cover the other 3 skill positions plus Mahomes. Is that something how would you attack the second? That's what I want to ask you.
How would I attack the secondary as the Bucks or as?
If you're Todd Bowles in this.
Mm-hmm.
How do you set up your secondary to attack Kansas City?
It's similar to what I said with the Bills. You need your safeties to be on one, because your safeties have the main responsibility, really, unless you want Devin White on Travis Kelce, which I don't think he wins that matchup with how big Kelce is. White's fast, but Kelsey's fucking big.
What if you put David on him?
Well, you could. Can he hang? Like, there's a lot of ways you could do it. So I think for me, much like the Bills game, it comes down to your safeties. You need Winfield and you need Jordan Whitehead to be hyper aware, A, of Kelsey, but B, like I talked about with Bills and Chiefs, Tyreek Hill's gonna run track meets across the field on these long posts, these long drags, these long routes, where he's gonna just try to find a safety sleeping who can't close with the closing speed enough to hit him on that route. You need your safeties to be on one in that if you are the Bucks here. Your corners are fine. I don't super love Carlton Davis or Murphy Bunting. I think I might like Murphy Bunting slightly more.
What about Jamel Dean?
I think he's huge because like he's going to be the one like on the Pringles, the Hardmans, like those guys who you know can right?
The spicy barbecue pizza.
The pizzas.
The guy with the mustache.
Yeah. And that's the guy Mahomes will go to if he thinks he's lulled you to sleep. So Jamel Dean's got.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, you're going. Like, if you got something to say, go for it.
No, I was just going to piggyback what you were saying, but it's just about like he's talking about the secondary, but a lot of people don't realize like if you can get pressure on the quarterback, that secondary doesn't have to be a tip-top shape. So my point is, if for some reason Spagnuolo comes up with some kind of plan where they can actually get pressure on Brady, it doesn't fucking matter. It actually boosts their chances for Kansas City because they do have a good secondary. But my point is, you can get by with a good to average secondary if your front seven can get pressure on that quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's kind of one of those things where if he's going to make a plan where he's going to take that chance and he's going to bring those guys in, if they get pressure on Brady and it works, it's good night. But
Yeah.
if he takes that chance and he doesn't, it really doesn't matter what they're doing on that back end.
Jay, I noticed you grimaced a little. I want to jump to you now.
Say that again. I didn't get that last part.
No, I noticed you grimaced a bit.
Can I make a final point about the DBs and the defense real fast? No, that's good. So like I talked about, I think Winfield specifically is going to be your guy, but Whitehead could be sneaky. Those safeties need to be on point. And you talked about the difficulty with getting to Mahomes. I think like, I don't want to call him the X factor, but a wrinkle to throw in to get him like maybe on like a second down that could be a run or a pass, second and medium, second and long-ish, to like put them in a disadvantageous position is you cover the guys, maybe even do a man up. But I think in these weird key downs that aren't the obvious key downs, like third and longs or third and whatever's to force the punt, but in these like 2nd and 9, 2nd and 7s, where you think they're going to pass and try to do that cheeky Tyreek Hill thing or get Kelsey to the sticks, I think it would behoove Bowles to actually fucking send Levante David, catch him off guard, get that extra guy in there that they're maybe not accounting for. I think if he can sneakily, and David specifically out of the LBs is the one I want to see be the one that sneaks in sometimes and does a cheeky thing. Or maybe Dean on a slot corner if you're feeling really fucking saucy. Like, you don't want it to come from these other guys because it's either more telegraphed or the way that things are schemed. But like, I think if you can sneak those in on those odd downs, you'll have a lot of success there. So I think it's the safeties being able to do like I wanted Buffalo to do, and being able to hit them in these off unexpected areas or angles where you're either going to get a sack on Mahomes because he's trying to take a shot, or you hit Hilaire or Bell in the backfield off of like a draw or a funky TFL situation.
Yeah. And
I agree.
Yeah. And real quick before we jump to Jay, I agree with you. Because a lot of times when they do blitz, it's Devin White the one that blitzes.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is they'll be expecting that. I think you
so it's definitely throwing in some of those random unknown guys that don't really blitz much. I love that. That's really key. I love that.
But that's my take on the D. Let's get Jay in here. He's been chomping.
Yeah.
Get it,
No,
Jay.
that's fine, man. And to piggyback off of DT's point, I think a lot of cover too is what you're going to say. I think it's going to be a lot of flats. I think it's going to be a lot of safeties dropping and just kind of limit the big plays as far as the Tampa Bay defense. As far as like the lines are concerned, Jesus Christ, the Kansas City, they're out two starting tackles. And I know Mahomes is like one of the best to ever do it in his first 4 years, 3 years,
4 now.
4 years, right?
4, yeah.
This is his 4th.
Well, when you're out your top two tackles, like that's the bread and butter. And I know I say this all the fucking time. That's the bread and butter of your offense. Is those two tackles.
You're right.
Those guys penetrate to the first and second level of the most the players on defense that cause the most damage, because most teams run like a 3-4 or 4-3. Those tackles are going to penetrate and get those defensive ends, get the guys that penetrate into the line of scrimmage, right? So I think I won't give my prediction yet, but I think the Chiefs have a good chance. Being out two tackles against a team that has V2V, JPP, people that can penetrate, that's not a good recipe for success. No matter how good your quarterback is. I mean, we saw Tom Brady lose to a 9-7 Giants team because of the penetrating defensive ends.
Mm-hmm.
That's really what it comes down to is, can the Kansas City defensive line penetrate and get to Brady? Because we all know if Brady gets pressure, it's over. That offensive line has been fucking solid all year. Worse? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
He's been
especially
solid.
when they keep in an extra tight end.
Oh my God, yes. So as far as like offensive versus defensive line, I'm not like I don't have as much in depth as DT's gonna say, because I mean offensive defensive line, there's not much to get in depth about.
We're pushing one another, and one of us is gonna win.
Like, one of us is gonna win this bet, and that's why all the pundits, all the GMs, they say we're gonna win in the trenches because it's so easy. It's not like obviously it's not easy, but it's pretty easy to see.
It's less variable.
Can I piggyback real hard and real fast off of this?
Yeah, go ahead, dude.
Because there's a big thing. O and D line, obviously they're down the tackles, and I want to do a quick mention / shout out that the Chiefs have had this year without their stud fucking guard Laurent Duvernay-Tardif, who opted out of the season because he's a fucking doctor fighting COVID on the front lines.
Yeah,
the guy's a fucking dude. The guy's a fucking dude in the OL. He's
what? I remember when you and me were like just a private video chat when that first was announced.
Yeah,
we were like gushing about her. We're like, dude, that guy fucking rules.
He fucks. I want him to have the best sex of his life for the rest of his life. That guy, huge fucking shout outs to Laurent Duvernay-Tardif.
He should honestly win the player of the year.
Let's do a shot.
Yeah,
I'll do a shot for Duvernay. But since we're talking about O&D line, like they're obviously clearly diminished at tackle because of what's going on, but they've also all year been even more diminished because of this guy just being a stand-up fucking human being. And they've had success without him, which is great for the team. But I love him dearly, and I don't want to give away my pick or whatever, but if no matter how it shakes out, give that guy a fucking ring if they win this game. Here's to Laurent Duvernay-Tardif fighting on the front lines. Your team's in the fucking big game, and we can't be more proud of you, man. Here's to you.
Salud.
I wanted to bring him up and to talk about the lineman factor because I think that's a huge thing because he's fucking good.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Like he's really fucking good.
And he's also good at fighting COVID.
Oh, he's great. He's killing it. But I feel like, again, Jay and I mentioned it on an off podcast call long before this was a thing, and I wanted to give that guy his due since his team's in the big game and we're talking about fucking linemen. So I think
if they win the Super Bowl, they better send him a fucking ring or I'll be pissed.
I'll boycott the Chiefs.
Yeah, I would too. Yeah.
If they don't give him, if the Chiefs don't give him a ring, I want to boycott the name, and they should be the Kansas City Businessmen from now on.
I mean, to be honest, they probably should boycott the name anyway.
Shh. It's not a
Jeremy Shockey got a fucking
that's
ring.
for another day.
Fucking thing. So
no. But I just wanted to say that I know Jay, who hasn't mentioned X Factors yet? I haven't, and I know Jay hasn't, and I think Mario did.
Oh,
yeah, Mario's is Devin White.
I did.
To finish my point on the opposite versus defensive line here, just wrap it up.
Yeah.
Cox wanted to hear my point. The better the Tampa Bay defensive line has been phenomenal in the playoffs. It's been unreal. And it's almost like it's a train going into like a brick wall at this point because they're out 2 tackles, right? They're not very healthy. But you got Mahomes who can make magic out of nothing.
Yep.
My opinion, I think Mahomes gets sacked like 4 or 5 times this game. I really do.
Wow.
You lose 2 tackles, and I'm not saying that the Chiefs are going to lose or win or whatever, but I do think it's not going to be as good as Andy Reid is letting on.
Mm-hmm.
I do think Andy Reid is legitimately worried about that offensive line right now because you got like 2 tackles starting that maybe aren't even on the roster if it's for those injuries.
And their center is the guy who was in the COVID chair. If he pops pause, they're in real fucking trouble.
Oh,
that's the thing. Like how and we've seen it in the past. How do you beat the MVP of the league? How do you beat? And the MVP of the league is always the fucking quarterback.
You take away his line. You take away his guards.
You take away his line, and you fucking attack, dude. And Mahomes he's a good runner, but he's not Lamar Jackson, man. He's not gonna fucking just run for 200 yards.
Mm-hmm.
He'll get out of there and he'll run for like 20 or 30 yards here and there, but he's not gonna just like change the game running it.
Mm-hmm.
So I do think that'll be a factor. I really do.
Yeah. Totally fair. So what was your X factor again? Because I'm an idiot.
That was talking line with Yazzie.
Yeah.
X factor. I mean, in the game.
Yes.
Yeah. X factor overall.
Oh, it's got to be Mahomes. I mean,
you've picked Mahomes the last fucking 3 Chiefs games.
That's the dude. He's the best player in the NFL. That's the X factor.
Sure. Sure. I'm gonna just give my X factor real fast before we go into picks and actual scores here, and then I have shot takes for y'all that I want you to find an area for.
Some trivia questions for y'all, bitch.
Love it.
Buccaneers trivia.
So what I do is I pick the X factor, And the way that I've done it in the past, you guys have seen it if you've been listening for any amount of time, or if you're a person on this esteemed panel, you know, it's the person that I pick that if they do their job well, their team is going to win. So I have two. For the Kansas City Chiefs, big fucking surprise, Mario's going to shit on me for it. It's Tyrann Mathieu.
Yeah,
I love that fucking guy.
You shit on me every time. You're like, of course you picked the former Cardinal, but if it's,
I just know you have a man crush.
if it's based on the formula that Cox is talking about, where they're gonna try to get that safety to cheat, it's gonna come down to Matthew's ability to see what's coming and going on. If he knows, if he can figure that out, and if he does it successfully, the Kansas City Chiefs win this fucking game. My X factor for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is Antonio Brown. If he is Antonio Brown of the Pittsburgh Steelers fame, of the fantasy championship winning fame that I've had in my life, if he has that big boy fucking game that people still believe he can have, the Bucs are going to win this fucking game.
He's got to win his replacement.
The DBs, like I said, when we talked about the DB nerd talk, they don't wow me, especially at the corner position. I think maybe your best one's your slot corner. So if you get Brown lined up outside, you can probably have some fits out there. Like there might be some problems. Like I could see AB breaking out as the big clutch gene player he is and having 2 touchdowns in this game.
I love that.
Like it could happen. So those are my 2 big X factors. It's Tyrann Mathieu on that defense, preventing things from happening to make sure that the Bucs don't get in that rhythm, that roll in that thing that they want to do that we talked about. On the flip side of the ball, if you have that big boy clutch player in AB showing us who he is, like we must have forgot who this boy is. If he comes back and he's like, remember me, bitches? You can't be shocked, so I'm picking him. If he has a good fucking game, they're gonna win that Super Bowl, baby. It's what it comes down to. So those are my 2 big X factors for each team in this game, and I think it's really what it's gonna come down to. Coxie, This is your team. This is you running the show. So I'll let you pick the score and pick the team first, even though I don't think I'm going to be shocked by what you say.
I'm going to take Tampa. I'm going to take them. I think they established
As you should.
I'd be insulted if you didn't.
I think they established that run game early, and I think this defense shows up big. I think this defense shows that they're fucking here to play. I don't care how young they are. I think they're fucking here. And they're here, and they're going to make a fucking statement right now. And I think they're going to fucking win this game 30-23.
Ooh, 30-23. I love that. Yeah, Z, you go next.
Oh, Tom Brady has tortured me for 20 fucking years.
Yeah.
I love you, Cox. You're a great dude. I'm taking the Chiefs
I
here.
trust you.
23-17. I'm taking the under on the 40.
Wow. Okay.
Taking the under.
Wow. I like that.
Under 40 points. Under 40 points is my shot take.
All right. Onk.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I think about it. I would just say it's going to be the Bucs are going to win the game. It pains me. 28-24.
28-24 Bucs. All right.
28-24 Bucs.
Okay.
It pains me to say it.
Why?
Because it's Tom.
I hate Tom. I hate Tom. I fucking hate Tom.
Fair.
I hate Tom.
Fair.
Fuck Tom.
Fair. In this game,
to be honest with you, this is the pick I've been interested in most of these.
Oh, it was me?
Yeah.
So
listen, DT, you've got the fucking highest percentage of all of us.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly why. That's exactly why.
Like, where's fucking Nostradamus at? Bring it home, brother.
I think once this guy's going to make a play, and then the next one he makes a fucking 30-yard play.
You guys.
Hey, Nostradildo, let's go.
I'm just saying I appreciate you guys saying that. I don't fully agree with your pontifications about me, but in picking this game, I cast my mind back, and what I did is with all these fucking Brady Super Bowl victories and defeats, I took a look, and who did he beat? Beat Kurt Warner, all-time great. I don't even think that's a bias thing. He's an all-time great.
He is. Yep.
He beat Jake.
So yes, he's an all-time great.
He beat Jake Delhomme. Yes, Jake Delhomme of the Carolina Panthers. That is the Super Bowl he won. He beat. I mean, I can't fully remember the rest of them because they're so goddamn many. He beat Matt Ryan. He beat Jared Goff. That's at least 4. Donovan McNabb, Russell Wilson. He lost twice to Eli. Like, the caliber of QB is Nick Foles. Lost to Nick Foles.
Toss him in there.
Big Dick Nick.
He did.
So
He lost.
no, Nick Foles literally and objectively outdueled him, and that's a hill I'll die on. And that's what gets me with this. He's beaten Hall of Famers. He's beaten great QBs. Matt Ryan's a great QB. He's also beaten some questionable QBs, Jake Delhomme's, whatever. You know what I mean? Jared Goff, we all know what Jared Goff is, really. Mm-hmm. But he's lost to Eli Manning, and he's lost to Nick Foles. So what this comes down to me, is do I think Tom Brady can beat Patrick Mahomes? And for me, it's no. Patrick Mahomes is different. He's fucking different. He's not Jake Delhomme. He's not Kurt Warner. He's not Matt Ryan. He's not Russell Wilson. He's not Eli Manning. And he's definitely fucking not Nick Foles.
He's better than all of them.
Spicy.
And so that's what it comes down to me. Is Showtime Mahomes is gonna be Showtime Mahomes. And guess what the fucking Super Bowl is? To quote The Mask, it's showtime. It's going to be when he cements, and this for me is a huge legacy game for Patrick Mahomes. This is the passing of the torch. This is the you're the guy now. And it breaks my heart because in my soul, I will not be upset if the Tampa Bay Bucks win this game. I'll be elated for my friend Ryan Cox and for all the Bucks fans and not the Patriots fans. Fuck y'all. But that's the other main factor for me is I can't let Patriots fans have this. There's a part of me I cannot allow that.
That's fair.
This is gonna.
That's my only factor.
This is gonna cement Patrick Mahomes as for real, not for play. And I'll even say, not as a shot take, I'm going to say, I believe there's a high possibility the Kansas City Chiefs are down 2 scores at the half. And they come back, and Patty Mahomes shows you, oh, I'm that new. You ain't seen this before. He did it last year against the Niners. He was down against the Niners and he was like,
no, he did not just against the Niners. He did it 3 separate times.
Yeah. The man has a resiliency in his mental that I haven't seen before. Like, yeah. He don't give a fuck. He's like, yo, I got the fastest guy in the NFL down here and I got the biggest arm on the field. Fucking go get it. And it works. Like, and you can't coach that. You can't teach that. You can't game plan for that. And we've seen that. So,
right.
I think they go down 2 scores. Maybe make it like a 24 to like 13 affair at half. And Mahomes comes out 31-27.
Wow.
Kansas City Chiefs.
Wow. That's not what I wanted to hear. That's not what I wanted to hear from Nostradildo. That's what I wanted.
I don't like that that's me.
Where we're getting him a jersey. That's
God. All right.
Yes, yes, we're doing that. Yes,
Guys,
yes.
guys.
Find one.
Guys, DT has spoken.
yes.
Nostradamus.
Until the cock crows.
Peacock crows.
All right, we got 6 minutes till the 2 hour mark, boys. So I have 3 interesting little prop bet shot takes that I want you to take your stake on.
Do it.
And these are all for shots, boys. Coin toss, heads or tails, Mario.
All right. I'm gonna say tails.
Tails. Coxay.
Tails.
Heads.
Heads. Yazay.
Tails.
Just to make it a 50-50 split, I'll take heads.
No.
There you go.
Is there a safety in this football game? Yes or no? Yazay.
No.
Coxay.
No.
Unk.
Nope.
Fuck y'all. I'll take yes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right.
Ooh.
Final.
And your mother ugly and your sister ugly.
Final shot take. And it's the spiciest one of all because it's not a yes, no, it's not a 50-50. Who's the Super Bowl MVP, Ryan Cox?
Ooh. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to go Antoine Winfield Jr.
Ooh, I fucking like it. Unk?
I hate this. Tom Brady.
Yazay.
Patty Mahomes.
Patty Mahomes. Fuck y'all. I'm going to pull a Tampa Bay Bucks on you with Dexter Jackson and say Tyrann Mathieu. Has a big day against Brady Boy.
Nice.
I got one last prop bet if you're
All right. Yeah, let's do it. Somebody take this away from him.
No, you love it. Shut the fuck up.
I'm gonna call Jen and tell her to take your keyboard away.
You like it. Shut up.
What's your prop bet, Jay?
The color of the Gatorade bath at the end of the game, regardless of who wins.
Oh, all right. I'll put a fourth in.
All right. Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Who's first?
I'm going the lemon lime, like fucking piss, fucking yellow.
I'm on board with Jay. That's the best Gatorade flavor. It's the lemon lime.
Orange.
Red.
Ooh.
Okay.
Straight up
Ooh,
red.
red. Okay.
All right, no, fuck it. To be different, Jay picked the lemon lime. Give me blue.
Ooh, okay.
That way we all have something different. I think
this is the first time in Super Bowl history where both teams where their actual primary color is the same shade of red. It's the same actual shade. It doesn't really? seem it. It doesn't seem it because like with Kansas City, like it's white and that yellow, so it makes it seem lighter. And so the way with the pewter makes it seem darker. But I think it's actually the same shade of red.
So do you guys get to wear your homes?
No, we're wearing whites because Tom Brady has a winning record in white jersey, losing
And he's
record in
white.
color jersey.
I was gonna say, big shock from the fucking Trumpster that he likes whites. That's my controversial take for the podcast.
I love the whites. That's what I like. I like wearing whites.
So I have set up here 5 Tampa Bay Buccaneers Super Bowl trivia questions for you guys if you guys are interested.
You got 2 minutes, buddy.
So question 1. The last time the Bucs were in the Super Bowl was 2002. What was the #1 song in the Billboard Hot 100?
2002?
In 2002, at the time of the Super Bowl.
The thong song.
That's actually not a bad guess.
Not what it is.
Who let the dogs out?
Also incorrect. DT.
02. I should know this. I'm a big 02 guy. No. Slave for You by Britney Spears.
Incorrect. It was You Got It Bad by Usher.
Yeah, I would never have guessed that.
Oh,
All right.
yeah, I never-
D mentioned this earlier. Who won the Super
What was that? You cut out completely.
We didn't hear
Bowl?
you.
Sorry. Who won the Super Bowl MVP in Tampa appearance?
Dexter Jackson.
Yes, it was.
Good
Which
job,
two
DT.
bucket- which two Buccaneer
I like
players
that.
had multiple touchdowns in that game, each having 2?
Oh, fuck.
Oh, come on!
I have literally no idea.
Uh,
To be honest.
Are you counting the QB for passing TDs or not?
Nope. Skill position. Well, one's a skill position. I'll give you a hint. Another one's on defense.
Dexter Jackson had 2 pick sixes.
Incorrect.
Rondé Barber.
Incorrect.
Fuck you.
I'll give you the defense one. Dwight Smith.
Ah. And there's an offensive player.
There's an offensive one.
I don't remember. Mike Allstott.
No, Keenan McCardell.
Oh, it was, wasn't it?
It was Keenan
Who
McCardell.
was gonna guess that? Who was
Who
gonna
led-
guess?
That's trivia.
Who led Tampa in receiving yards.
Mike Allstott.
Nope. This is a fun name that you should all remember.
Keyshawn Johnson.
No.
Hold on.
What's his name? I know who it is. I can't think of it.
JJ.
Tampa?
That's his initials. JJ.
Oh my God. What the fuck's his name?
Yeah. Come on.
I know it.
Come on.
Oh, Joey. No, not. I was going to say Joey Galloway.
You got the first name?
Joey.
Joe.
Joe Johnson.
Joe
Something that a court has.
Joe Judge.
Joe Judge.
Nope.
Joe Jury.
Okay. Build off that.
Joe Juryson.
Lawyer.
Joe Jared. That's it. Joe Jared
You
Vicious.
Googled it, you asshole. I saw you.
Yeah, he was Googling.
I saw you with the Goog.
Me?
Okay.
We saw you. We heard you type. So all I gotta,
I was doing my sound effect.
I don't believe you. All I gotta say to that is, okay, boomer.
Last one.
I swear to
How
God,
many?
I wasn't.
It's a two-parter. How many sacks did the Bucks get on Rich Gannon in that game? And the only person that had multiple.
It was 8.
Warren Sapp had a couple.
It was 3.
It was 7.
Nope.
6.
It wasn't Warren Sapp.
4,
It was
3,
5, and it was
2,
not
1.
Warren Sapp. This
J-
person had 2,
Dexter Jackson.
and he also led the NFL
Nope.
that year.
Oh God, I should know.
Yo, all right, I can't wait for the Jets to make the Super Bowl so I can ask obscure ass questions like this.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna fucking know the answer to.
What is it?
Love you too.
What is it? What is it?
It's Simeon Rice.
Oh, it is fucking hell. It was too.
You didn't. Shut the fuck up, dude. You didn't know that.
The name's familiar.
Simeon Rice and Warren Sapp. That was the duo.
Yeah, that was the.
Oh yeah, him. Ow. How did I not get that?
Do you not remember his name? Are you like that bad at football? I mean, you're a Jets fan, so you are.
If I remember correctly, his number was number 95, and
Sapp was 99, right?
I think Simeon Rice was 95.
I think I don't. If I even say that I think something, Jay's gonna be like, "Oh, you didn't know that." I can't even think things. I can't even think things.
You know damn well you didn't know that.
I know, like, when I heard the name, I remember him being on the team, so I was like, "Oh, that makes sense."
He was number 97. Sorry, Simeon Rice was 97.
Oh, you're not even a real fan, according to Jathan. You don't know his social security number. Anyways, we're.
No, I just love that he's
salmon,
like,
Jay.
oh, ooh, I was so
come
close. I was
on.
right there. I almost had it.
I mean, I'm sad. I'm mad I didn't get it, which is why I was like, ooh, like, sorry that you're used to losing, so you don't react. Anyways, we're done for the week. We're over 2 hours.
Sorry, when was the last time the Cardinals won a Super Bowl?
Hey, I'm not listening to you. All right, so all right, fuck this. On the soapbox, Jay, you have 2 options. You either bitch about being a Jets fan who's sad, or you don't fucking say anything about Super Bowls. You can't do both because you're a cock sucker. I hope you enjoyed this week's podcast.
I
had a lot of fun. I hope you all had a lot of fun. We're at 2 hours and 4 minutes, so I'm calling this shit. I would say, as always, we're rooting for your team unless they're playing our teams. So basically, we hope your team wins unless they're the Tampa Bay Buccaneers or unless you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan. Like Highlander, there can only be one. I wish my good friend Cox the best of luck, even though I picked against his team. I will not be upset if you guys win it all. And we'll have a lot to talk about in this time if this happens. I can't believe the oldest fucking person on this podcast is the one I have to rein in like a child.
Fart jokes.
With fart jokes. I can't fully nail down when we'll record next. We might do a Super Bowl aftermath podcast. It depends on the news. Like, I'll be optimistic that we see you next week. But we hope you guys have a wonderful and safe Super Bowl celebration. And if you are a Bucs or a Chiefs fan, we do truly wish you the best of luck. And we hope you stick around. We have big plans in the next season and in the coming seasons. We hope you stick around as things continue to grow and improve here on our end. If you have any thoughts, takes, comments, put them in the comments section. We read them. We take suggestions. That's why there's going to be timestamps on this one. So your feedback is heard and appreciated. We will see you all next week. Hope you have a wonderful football Sunday, and we'll see you.